Okay, it's Saturday. I am dreadfully hungover. First time this trip, but it was super worthwhile. Alright, Lost was awesome. It was pretty much all Westerners, but you know, it was a really well done, classy bar, great drinks. Whew. Came back this way and went to Golden Guy, like I was discussing, and just popped into one little izakaya. It was like an 8-seater. Bartender was super cool. He was having fun. I don't know if it was just this place or if it's like this in all izakayas. I got to figure that out, but it was like part of his duties were to entertain us. He was making jokes, laughing along. When I first got there were 4 Westerners, 2 Norwegians, and 2 Swedes. Took me a while to suss out that they weren't traveling together, but they were super cool. Chatted with them for a while. Yeah, then everyone who spoke English left, and it was all Japanese people speaking Japanese. And of course, I had no idea what was going on. And it was funny, the bartender, you know, he was like participating in the conversation with the Japanese people, and then he would translate for me what was going on. You know, not necessary to do that, really nice of him. It was like he wanted me to feel included, which was great. So that was a great time. Oh, and in addition to the several gin drinks I had, they had snake wine. I finally got to try snake wine for the first time in my life. Didn't have to go all the way to Southeast Asia for it. They had it here. You know, it just tasted like, it was pretty smooth. It was, you know, I don't know what, you know, like a rice wine or a, you know, close to sake or something. You know, it's supposed to have health properties. I'm gonna have to do more research about that. I don't know, but something I'd always wanted to do, have some snake wine. So I had a shot of snake wine last night. Whew. Then I went back to the capsule hotel, passed out on the floor of the common room. They have these beanbag chairs there. I laid down in a beanbag and I was out like a light. Woke up at 6 a.m. and moved to the capsule finally. Alright, got back up a little after 9, got myself together. I didn't really eat another meal yesterday. I only ate the one meal. I snacked at the end of the night, but I got to do better with my food intake. Today we're going to Yokohama. First little side trip of the adventure. It's going to be about a 40-minute train ride, I think. Close to Tokyo, but just a little bit outside, so looking forward to getting a little bit out of Tokyo, seeing what it's all about. God. In Japan, they love their umbrellas. I've never been an umbrella guy. It might serve me today if I were. But everyone's using one because it's raining. I think it's a pretty rainy country in general. But I've always heard that in Japan, umbrellas are like communal. Like, take an umbrella, leave an umbrella. You go to a restaurant, you leave your umbrella down at the door, and someone might take yours while you're eating, and you just take one when you leave. Doesn't matter if it was the one you brought or not. So, I don't know. I kind of like that collectivist mindset. I imagine life in one of these apartments is pretty nice. Would love to see the inside of one. See, if I did have an umbrella, I'd have to be holding the umbrella with one hand and the camera in the other. That just feels too cumbersome. Thank God I don't have an umbrella. Some fall colors. Still pretty green overall here. I'll be here till the end of October. Hopefully by the end of the month, we'll start seeing some of those yellows, reds, and oranges more. Not exactly ramen, but this place is looking promising. It's one of those order on the tablet places. And look, I love this. I always had this idea. This would never happen in the States. If you only want, the meal comes with a medium portion of rice. If you want a large, 30 extra yen, negligible amount of money, pennies. And if you only want a small, they actually take 20 yen off the bill. I love that. That would never happen in the States. We got a damn feast here. Chicken cutlet and demi-glace sauce. Deep fried oysters. I've heard Yokohama is known for their fried oysters. It's a port town, so that would track. All right, we're gonna dig in. Whew, I am a brand new man after that meal. I was struggle busting a little bit before eating, but I feel great now, except for full belly and this rainy day. I just want to take a fucking nap. There's a lot to do today, though. We're gonna have some fun, and I got all day. I got all night, even. I don't have to be anywhere. Nowhere to be. Sacred geometry, bro. And it's right next to a Shake Shack. That's heady as fuck. They got the Shins playing. This thing's badass. Probably the most recognizable landmark of Yokohama, the Cosmo clock Ferris wheel. Like the Dubai building. Some air siren or something. I hope Godzilla hasn't come. Actually, fuck. Seeing Godzilla would be awesome, even if I died. Wonder where those cable cars pick up and let off. Looks like the station's just back there. Fun way to cross the harbor on a gondola. Yep, there was one. I wonder why fish jump out of water. You know, just coming up for some air, taking a little dunk. Because, you know, for fish, being in the air, analogous to being underwater for us oxygen breathers. Right on the water here. Got these little cabanas with a grill. Who you gotta be to get one of those? Be pretty dope on a nice day. Dream door. Looks pretty dreamy to me. God. I've seen a lot of English in this area. I mean, obviously, this is more of a amusement type, touristy maybe area. I don't know. Are a lot of English-speaking tourists coming to Yokohama? I mean, you don't really hear about it a lot. I mean, I've read a good bit about Japan at this point in preparation for this trip, and also previously. So, I mean, obviously they come here because there's a lot of stuff in English. It's Yokohama Oktoberfest this weekend. I was already planning on coming to Yokohama anyway, and then when I was looking it up, discovered this, so yeah, all right. We've been sober enough today. Let's have some beer. Konnichiwa. Medium? Yeah, medium.
Medium.
Arigato. Is Oktoberfest, is this here or more? Okay. Arigato. Good Pilsner. Haven't seen a lot in the way of Western style beers here in general in Japan. Oh, fuck, I've been here, what, 4 days? So, yeah, interesting to see an Oktoberfest in Japan. We got hella golden retrievers. That guy's in like a full suit. Okay, that was actually like a dog festival earlier or something, but I have found the promised land. We are at Yokohama Oktoberfest. Konnichiwa. Medium? Yeah.
Medium. Okay.
Arigato. Arigato. All right. Now this is more like it. This is a medium. I'm in trouble. Japanese Oktoberfest. Oh man, I was walking around looking at the different vendors, just kind of casually putzing around, and lady got my attention and pointed toward the floor, and there was puke just everywhere right around where I was walking. So I'm just casually walking around puke. Sumimasen. Okay, one more. We're living the good life out here. This is awesome. The beer is good. The people are kind. It's Oktoberfest in Japan. Had to round it out with an IPA. Old school, classic beer. Classic, old school, if you're an American millennial, I guess. But worked my way around the German beers. Had a Pilsner over at that dog festival. Started with a dunkel. The dunkel was really great. Had an Oktoberfest, which I assume is like a Marzen. That was pretty good. And now finishing it out with a nice IPA. Pretty good. Not as much bite as most IPAs I'm used to. Actually, the bartender at Lost last night was explaining to me, in Japan, like when it comes to drinks and probably food too, everything's a little more subtle. Everything's a little more dialed back. He was talking about that. He made me a dirty martini, and he was explaining that to me. Like, he was an American expat, and he said if a Japanese bartender had made it, probably would have gone like dirty, wouldn't have been like super olivey like an American would make it. So everything's a little more subtle in Japan, flavor-wise. And this is really coming out of this IPA. Not that strong, harsh hops bite. Dude, I just ran into a fucking Vols fan, man. This guy walking around in an orange jacket with a power tee on it. So, of course, I had to hit him up with a Go Vols. Fucking talk to him for a hot minute. He lives here in Japan. It's fucking crazy, dude. Ran into a Vols fan in Yokohama, Japan. Like, I mean, Yokohama's a big city. We're not far from Tokyo, but like, we're not even in Tokyo, All right, that was great. Good thing I stayed for one more beer. I got to see the band start. They looked like real Germans. I don't know. But they were playing accordion. That was great. The crowd loved it. And I got to meet a Vols fan. We are crushing it out here. Beautiful little garden. It's the SSN, about to embark from Vermilion City. All right, that's definitely supposed to say Marine Tower, unless they're just really going hard to pay homage to Marin County, California. The lady that scanned my ticket and pressed the elevator for me, she bowed to me, and she held her bow until I started going up. Extraordinarily courteous. pretty good place to be as evening sets in. Been a great day. After this, I think I'm gonna take a little break, but the night is not done. There is more to see in Yokohama. Apparently has the largest Chinatown, maybe in Asia, maybe the world. I'll have to double check, but Yokohama is known for its Chinatown. So I'm gonna check out Chinatown. There's supposed to be some jazz clubs here. Gonna check out some jazz. I'm on my way to a Manga. Like I discussed earlier, just take a little hour rest, get some charge, so I can have some, have some battery for my camera, but also charge my body so I can have a nice evening in Yokohama. But my path is sending me through Chinatown. I had planned on coming here later, but from the Marine Tower, I'm just going this way anyway. So we are calling an audible. We're gonna see what we got in Yokohama Chinatown. Just walking around, you can hear the Chinese. The way to tell the difference between Chinese and Japanese is the tones, right? I have no idea what that woman was saying, but she's going da. That is Chinese. Mandarin, probably Cantonese too, I'm not sure, but Japanese does not have tones. Many Asian languages are tonal. Japanese is not. One of the reasons that Japanese is easier for Westerners than Chinese. We got a luchador who's a dumpling. That's sweet. I'll tell you what, it's really unbelievable. Big Chinatown and this city in Japan. Once again, highly developed, highly urbanized city. Not even the biggest city in Japan. And very sizable, noticeable Chinatown. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of Americans out there who couldn't tell the fucking difference between Chinese, Japanese language, culture, people. But they, they are very distinct from one another. And they very proud of their culture, both cultures. Americans are proud to be Americans, goddammit. But just amazing. Here in Yokohama, you got this huge Chinatown. You got Southerner Tennessee Vol fans living here. Tell you what, this place is a little bit of a melting pot. This is Yokohama Stadium. I don't know if it's baseball, sumo. Tell you what, one of these days I'm gonna start a band. We're gonna tour Japan and we're gonna play Yokohama Stadium. The Bay Stars, Yokohama Stadium, home of the Bay Stars. Oh yeah, there it is. It's baseball, baby. Japan loves baseball. Let's go Mets. Let's see the Mets play here. Okie dokie. Whew. Yeah. I found my Manga. That was a success. Ducked into this yakitori joint. Pretty banging. God, yakitori's crazy. Like, I had like 5 different skewers of meats plus a couple vegetables. It's $10. 1550 yen. It was amazing. Like, so tasty. I mean, very small portions for that price. That's why I had to order like 5 things. I can't keep eating like a bird this whole trip. Otherwise, wind up like I did last night too often. And we can't be having that all the time. But God, had squid, had salmon belly. I'd never had salmon belly before. And so I guess Japan's really a meat culture. Like, I was struggling to find veggies on the yakitori menu. There were only, I had green onions and I had garlic, and there were shiitake mushrooms, but like, whew, need a little more roughage and a little more vitamins in my diet, just in general. I'm feeling the lack of them here, but God, the meats are so good, and they're more adventurous with what kind of meats they serve. I love that. But I'm noticing maybe I'm just not in the right part of town, but Yokohama shuts down. It is 9:40 on a Saturday night. There's some people out and about, but it is not crowded. A lot of these businesses are closed. Like I said just earlier in the day, just in general, open air here in comparison to Tokyo. So that's interesting. It's very different. Bar Espanol, a Spanish bar. It looks closed, but that's pretty interesting. Spanish bar in Yokohama. The diversity of this place continues. That was really silly. So much fun. Oh my God. So yeah, I had like 12-seat little bar, fucking lady power trio, playing some music. Not exactly the jazz I was expecting tonight, but you know, you don't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a blast. Had a nice long chat with Mr. Moto sitting next to me. He had a camera. He introduced me to the Mama-san. Mama-san Hiromi. She was great. The singer of the band came up and spoke to me when I left. You know, everyone was patting me on the back and smiling, and the singer actually walked me to the elevator. So that's it for tonight. What a great nightcap. You know, missed the one jazz bar. Went to this other place, you know, Jazz Bar Venus. And, you know, how perfect is it? Jazz Bar Venus, and it's a lady power trio. And they rocked it. Great violin player, great pianist. The singer was amazing. Everyone was so nice and welcoming. Killing it.